is essential?
No. 1 second, Pragya. I asked the question, what is food?
Ma'am, can I answer?
No, Pragya, take it up. I said, what is food? First answer that.
Ma'am, food is something that gives us the energy to do work and repair our body if it gets damaged.
Okay. Neha, do you want to add up?
Ma'am, actually, I came up with the same point.
Same query. Okay, fine. So basically, food is essential for each and every living organism, right? So food is something which we have it in different forms, in different ways, right? Different countries, different regions, they have it, they consume it differently, right? But the ultimate motive is to give us energy, isn't it? To give us energy. Okay. Now, tell me one thing. Why do we have food? That's the most important question. Why do we have food? Why do we need to have food rather?
Ma'am, for survival. For survival.
For survival. Okay, what else?
For energy.
Survival, for energy. Okay. What else?
For growth.
Very good. Survival.
Protection against viruses and bacteria.
Survival. I don't know, my pen is behaving a little weirdly today. Energy.
Ma'am, protection against diseases and infections.
Protection against diseases, which means ultimately, germs and other diseases. Okay. So survival gives us energy, protection against diseases. What else?
And oh no, ma'am.
There are so many other points. Think about it.
Ma'am, so that our body maintains healthy. Like many foods are just to clean out your body like water. They clean out the excess things that are not required.
So
they flush them out.
So basically for good health.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. What else? Whenever we talk about plants, the only thing that we talk about is photosynthesis. Right? So plants is related to photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is related to plants. That's the only thing, why the entire universe is dependent on plants.
Ma'am, I would like to ask something.
Ma'am, can I tell something?
Yes, please do.
Ma'am,
I wanted...
Yes,
can you just go back to the back slide so I can just note down that 7 points.
It has got erased. I'll write it once more. Yeah. Pragya, yes, go ahead.
Ma'am, I wanted to say that like the carnivorous plants, they don't have the the chlorophyll to do photosynthesis. Then how do they eat their food?
See, there are two things to it. First of all, the insectivorous plants or the carnivorous plants, as we know, they do have leaves. If you have seen the pitcher plant, right? If you have seen the pitcher plant, a pitcher plant will have leaves. They have green color leaves. Who said they do not have leaves? Right? So what they do is that they have the capability, anything green in color in the plant kingdom, they can do photosynthesis, right? But the amount, Yashika, let me please finish it, complete it, then maybe.
I want to say something about the pitcher plant. It's even though it has green leaves, it converts the insects eatable because it eats the insects for extra nutrients.
Very good. So basically, what happens is that the kind of photosynthesis or the kind of food that the plants make after photosynthesis is, they feel it's not sufficient. So they need some extra nutrition. So how do they do that? They do that by trapping insects. What are nutrients? What are insects basically? Insects are basically full of protein, right? Which when broken down is basically the smallest, into unit is nitrogen. And we know how nitrogen is beneficial for plants. So this is how they take nitrogen into their system. Nitrogen is very good for plants because nitrogen causes, the plants to have very good fruits and flowers, right? The leaves look very fresh. So this
Ma'am, I
is
don't
how.
understand how they take it in.
So remember, Anjali, I don't know if you were there in the class. I had asked all of you to go through the, videos, YouTube videos of how a carnivorous plant or a insectivorous plant catches or traps an insect, right? For example, if this is a pitcher plant, right? So they have certain liquid inside, right? Which is a kind of a digestive enzyme. The moment a fly or an insect sits here, it slides inside, right? And the moment it comes in touch with this liquid, right, slowly and slowly the insect disintegrates. Matlab, it breaks down. And over a period of a few days or a few weeks, it will just be into pieces,
Okay,
right?
ma'am.
It will get into pieces and then, it will completely mix up with this liquid. And then slowly and slowly, there are certain pores in this pitcher plant. So it will soak in, it will absorb the nutrients that way at a cellular level. That is how they get nitrogen, more of
Understood,
nitrogen,
ma'am.
right? Okay. So, any green plant, so that was your answer, Pragya. So what if its pitcher plant is carnivorous, but it has green leaves? It does photosynthesis as well as it, traps insects and has nitrogen from there.
Please write that some points about how why do we need to take.
So the first is survival. All of you can write it down. Survival, growth and development, energy, immunity, protection, what else did we discuss? Health, which was the last point. So basically going back, plants have the capability to prepare their own food, right? And they also can store their food in special organs as in fruits, tubers, seeds, etc. Right? Like for example, the apple or the banana or the guava that we have. What is that? That is basically the food made by the plant, right? After going through photosynthesis. But they are so, nice individuals. The plants are so good. They don't consume the fruits. We consume it, right? What are tubers? Tubers are like potato, right? These are modified stems, right? So these are modified stems through which, they store food. All the food that they make after doing photosynthesis, they store it in the tubers, in the stem, right?
Ma'am,
And
ma'am, seeds, they're like grains of rice.
right, they are grains of rice. Correct. Seeds could be even, sunflower seeds. It could be grains. It could be nuts also, right? It could be cashew nuts, it could be almonds, it could be any seed, right? Even seeds have the capability to store food. All the food that the plants had made, and who is having it? We are having it. Plants make food, but they don't have their own food. They keep it for somebody else to have it, right? So selfless, creatures, actually, creatures as in living organisms. So animals and human beings depend on their stored food of the plant. So that is what I was saying. Animals and human beings, we depend on the plants. Whatever food that they have made, we eat it, right? Human beings also depend on animals for their food. For example, we are also carnivorous, right? As in we are omnivorous, of course, but we are also having, animals as our food, correct? So we are having plants, we are having animals. So anything and everything almost on the entire planet, we have it. So we are the most selfish people. We don't give anything, We don't make anything for anyone, but we have everyone. We have everything. Right? Okay. Food and its
Ma'am,
importance.
just a minute. Can you just go back to that slide for just a minute?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ma'am. That's right.
Now, food and its importance. Right? Food is the most important and basic things in thing of life. Yes.
Can you go back to that slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can move on.
So, food is the most important and basic thing for life, right? And what are the nutrients that we have in the food that we eat?
Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and yeah, other main components. Also,
So, what?
roughage and water.
Very good, very good. So, these are
And
the two
there's
things that.
roughage also and water too.
Sorry,
Yeah,
does?
you just wrote it, right?
Yeah.
There's
So fiber and roughage are more or less the same thing, right? These are also, these we also get these from the food that we eat, right? These are also necessary. So there are basically 7 things, 7 nutrients. What are these known as? These are known as nutrients. So basically there are these 7 nutrients which are very important for any, organism to survive.
Yeah, ma'am. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, now.
Ma'am, I would like to ask that this carbohydrates, proteins, and all are divided into further small things like sugar and all, right? Sugar,
Yes,
glucose.
yes, of course, yes. We
Will
have it.
we study that also in this
Yes,
chapter?
yes, yes, we will be studying. We will be studying. Right? Now, when we say carbohydrate, we are discussing food, right? So food has complex things called carbohydrate. Food has nutrient in the form of protein. But what does protein break down into? What does protein break down into?
Fatty acid. Sorry, amino acid.
Amino acid, right? What does fat break down into? Lipids.
Ma'am,
What,
can you hear me?
what does carbohydrates break down into? Glucose or sugar as we known as, right? So basically, all these things we get it in the food in this way: protein, carbohydrate, fat, vitamins and minerals. But we chew it. That is the reason why we have a digestive system. We chew them. It undergoes various chemicals and digestive enzymes and acids. It further breaks it down, and ultimately it is broken down into sugar, amino acid and vitamins, so that our body can absorb it. It's just like that, insectivorous pitcher plant which had taken the insect. The insect was this big, but once it fell into that chemical, the insect disintegrated, insect broke down into small, small pieces, and after a few days it just turned into this, semi-liquid, semi-solid kind of a thing, so that the pitcher plant could absorb it. It's the same with the food also. We chew it, we munch it, we bite it properly, we grind it, right? Is it clear to